Hi guys, you're welcome to my channel. Today I would be talking about working with JSON files. I will be talking about the importance of JSON files, how good it is, how we can generate and create JSON files, and how we can use JSON files. As a programmer, as a web developer, it's important that you know how to use a JSON file and what it is, and how you can manipulate it using JavaScript. So let's get down there first and see what a JSON file is. So JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation, and we can use JSON hand in hand with JavaScript. JSON is a lightweight data interchange format. This means that it comes when fetched as a lightweight data. It doesn't dull the performance of the computer or the web page. It is lightweight and is very easy to use and to work with. JSON is a plain text written in JavaScript object notation. So it's just written as a JavaScript object notation is written. If you could recall what a JavaScript object notation or a JavaScript object is, we understand that in JavaScript an object is a standalone entity with properties and type. In comparing it, I would like to compare a JavaScript object to a cup. And a cup, if it's an object, it has properties, and that properties that the cup has could be its color, design, weight, a material it is made of, and etc. Now this is the same way JavaScript objects can have properties which define their characteristics. Now understanding this, we know what a JSON looks like. So JSON is just more like a JavaScript object. Now JSON is used to send data between computers. Because JSON is lightweight and it doesn't dull the performances of a computer, it is preferable to use a JSON to send data between computers. These are the good parts of a JSON file. This is why a JSON file is really important, and that's why you need to know what a JSON file is. Next, I would want to take us down there and show us how you can generate your own simple JSON file. So I'm going to start with this. If I would want to generate a JSON file and I would want to call it product, so I would do this and I would call it product and give it an array that's going to hold other objects. And the first product that I would have there, I might want to call it maybe a vehicle type. Vehicle type, and vehicle type, and I would vehicle type, and I would want to name it Benz. Okay, and I would also want to have another type, maybe a computer type, and I would say this computer type is HP laptop. Okay, and you look at that. I've started generating my own JSON file, and I have the products and the content I would want, the way I would want them to be. So I have this object of product that has other sub objects of a vehicle type and a computer type, and I could say these are keys that each value is being assigned to. So I have a value of a Benz assigned to the vehicle type, and I have the value of a HP laptop assigned to the key of a computer type. And if I would want to create other objects to contain other things in my JSON file, and I could do this and create another object. I can call it probably maybe a phone type. Okay, so phone type, and I would say this phone is gonna be an iPhone. That's the phone type, and I could could say this is a shade type. Okay, and then I could say that this shade type is gonna be a sulfur. And then I start generating my JSON file, and I have the content of my JSON files in there. And after everything, I can save it, and then I can send it to the server, and then use the JavaScript to get the content of my JSON file and use them on my web page. So looking at this, I have a large file of a JSON that has an object called electronics, and it has its own key and values, key value pairs. So I have a key of a product name, product ID, amount, detail, seller, and the image. And they have their own values. The product have its name that has a value assigned of a wireless sound pro Bluetooth, and product ID has its own value, the amount has its own value, the details and all their values and all of that. And I have list of objects that contains each of the key and value pairs of the JSON file. So remembering that I made a comparison of a JavaScript object to a cup, so we could say that this particular JSON similar to a cup called electronics, and it has its own characteristics or its own type of product name, ID, amount, and it has its own characteristics or its own values that are here assigned to each of these keys. Now after generating my JSON file, I sent it to the server, and then I fetched it to be used on my web page. And looking at my web page, I have its content of the product name and their images displayed here on my web page, and these have gotten from the JSON file that I generated so far. And if I should look at my console, checking my console, I have the object here coming as electronics being the name, and it has an array that has about 20 content in it. And when I open each of these, I have the keys and the values, keys and values, keys and values. And I have the product name of a wireless sound pro Bluetooth that is being displayed here. And I have the next object that has a product name of HD Smart Android LED. And I check here, I have an HD Smart Android LED. And all of this contains each of the product that is being rendered here on the screen. So you see how good a JSON file is. It's really important for us to know how to use a JSON file, how good it is for us to work with, because definitely it is lightweight and it's really going to help us to generate a dynamic and a good web page. Because sometimes as a developer you would want to display content and products on a screen of your choice to a user or a visitor who is going to visit your web page. And then sometimes you want to use a third-party API, and the content of what you need, you don't really have them, or they don't meet up to your taste. And it could be frustrating if you don't know how to generate a JSON file. But if you are able to generate a JSON file just as we are having in here, then you can manipulate it and have the content as you would want kept in this little database of yours, and then you could render them on your web page, on your screen, just as you see it here on my web page, and you can give it to the user, and the user could have a very nice experience, and you could use CSS to style it and all of that. So guys, stay tuned and hit the subscribe button. Next, I would be making a video and a tutorial on how you could send your generated and created JSON file to the server, and how you can use JavaScript to fetch it and bring it back to your server, to your computer, and have something like this and use JavaScript to fetch them and render this on the screen. Thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button so you could always stay updated to my post. Thank you.